Gustavo Melendez, and who doesn't know who Gustavo is? Well, it seems like you're the only one here who has ever heard of him. I don't think so, and let me make my point clear. We hope you could do so instead of wasting so much time. If I'm not mistaken, this man has been on my channel 3 or 4 times before, which makes him already famous enough to be recognized by his entire family. How impressive. But Gustavo Melendez has been dealing with the paranormal in his house for quite some time, and it has been intense ever since I first saw him. Ever since I laid an eye on him, it was the kind of relationship from the first encounter. This is going somewhere, and we don't like the way it's going. From what I remember, his paranormal activity has always been pretty convincing, but I don't know what happened down the road. Something seems to have gone wrong because, based on the next clips, this shadow floating thingy looks like a below-budget djinn figure, which is not welcomed. As he was asleep, he might have been going through some sleep paralysis while he was trying to catch any paranormal evidence, so he later saw the video and thought to himself, this is not enough, so let's add a shadow figure or a cloud in the shape of it, and then make a follow-up video showing the result of this scary phenomena, which was a bruise on his armrest. Or when he poured some flour on the floor to catch the ghost off guard with his big footprint. The other day he was making an apology video, as I suspect, but he was bothered by the ghost messing in his kitchen. The last clip where his front door was being knocked on aggressively was good though.
No digo que feos, no, hasta eso no, pero fue extraños y de repente escucho ruidos y me estaba levantando a esta hora. No sé si se escuchó. Yo escuché un ruido en la sala. Vamos a ver. Hay 4 vasos cayéndose, 4 en el suelo. Puedo mostrar que estoy solo, no hay nadie en estos momentos. ¿A qué voy?
have never seen a ghost with a footprint like that. Like, seriously, even if I tried to twist my imagination in every possible way, this wouldn't be the outcome. How did you end up with a ghost rocking that foot size? And since when do ghosts leave such perfect footprints? It's usually weird smudges, not a full-on human foot. Maybe, just maybe, ghosts aren't the only things lurking in your house. Why would anyone think of staying at their late grandpa's house? Well, some may give the answer of you should always stay in connection with your relatives, especially your grandparents. Yeah, I may agree on that if they are worth contacting, but what if that relative we are talking about has already passed away? That brings up the question, then, who are you visiting? That brings us to the next couple, Charles Beckstead and his wife Rachel. They both decided to stay the night at Rachel's late grandfather's house, who actually is no longer alive. Doesn't seem like a very bad idea, right? Well, nope, it's a horrible idea. Forget about how scary grandparents' houses usually tend to be. The guy just passed away, which is one of the strongest reasons why his own property might get haunted later on. And that obviously leads us to the main reason why these two are featured on this list. As I mentioned, they went there to spend a full night at the house, but it didn't age well as an idea. Shortly after, they found out why it was probably their worst idea for the year. The door of the bedroom sends a clear message to them, as the ghost began shaking it back and forth in front of them, despite no air force pushing it. Charles thought of a very smart dumb idea. He decided to put some bags at the door to block its movement. But it never helped, which then pushed them to their final option, pack their stuff up and leave. Though in the video itself, we only get to see the door being knocked on, and no one is to be found behind it. And to add more to the eerie vibe, when Chaz opened the door, two flying floaters entered the room, suspected to be orbs. On their way of leaving, the knockings became more aggressive, and it seems like these ghosts began messing with other objects in the house. Chaz came out with a follow-up video, where he talked about the fact that his wife is thinking seriously of selling the property.
We were just going to bed and we're not. Let me just show you. Like, we've literally had to put the bag up against the door because we're not sure.
We weren't going to stay here anymore because it got worse. It was time to go.
And like, we're literally just.
I packed up our things and took my wife to the car and came back to grab our stuff and left the bedroom door open behind me.
Okay, so we're leaving. We got all of our stuff packed. Oh. What? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, we're out of here.
What
Rachel's
do you
already in
think?
the car. I'm leaving. Like, I don't know what's going on. What's up, guys? It's been a couple days since we've been to that house, and we are currently still trying to decide if we wanted to go back there. We had a couple people point out a couple things in the first part of the video, and I looked it over and it was pretty interesting. I don't know what it is, so I kind of wanted to get your guys' opinion on it, and just let me know in the comments like what you guys think. Alright, so this part of the video is when I open the door for the first time, and you'll notice like two little specks, or some people were saying orbs, that were going in and out of the door. It happens pretty quickly, so just watch carefully. Did you guys see it? I'm not sure if you guys did. Here it is again in slow motion. You'll see it right there. I paused it, moving back and forth. And then the second time it comes back in, right there. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It could have easily just been some dust falling from the ceiling. I don't know, but it's kind of weird that it happened like right after I opened the door. I can't really explain it. So yeah, just what do you guys think? And if you guys want us to go back to the house and kind of do an update, we'll have to try and figure out a time to do that. I know her family is still trying to get the house ready to be sold and to get everything out of there, so it's pretty hectic right now, but I'll let you guys know if we decide to do that.
Imagine Charles coming up to his wife and rejecting the idea of selling the house for whatever reason. She may also sell him with the property in that case. I don't think she would tolerate the paranormal. Only legends remember the last time I featured the guy in the next video. Because I don't, so if you're one of these legends, don't be shy of writing it down below, not down between my legs. I meant the comment section. What I remember is that I featured him back in April 2021, and what a time it was. It almost feels like it has been only 2 years ago. Anyways, I almost forgot the activity in the videos due to the amount of F words he used. I have to mute them all. Josiah Whiskey. Sorry, I mean Josiah Worley. He is the man on this mission. So what is his mission exactly? Trying to stop drinking, I guess. The man is so obsessed I almost felt drunk when I saw his face. So as he was watching over his light switch started watching over him. How weird. And by staring at it, he turned it off, not sexually. But I can see that happening to him with women's when he makes eye contact with them. Even his bottle of whiskey or whatever that he was drinking, it couldn't stand staying between his sweaty, dirty hands. Even his daughter's picture was shaking in fear of him touching it in a moment of fatherhood love nostalgia, especially after he gave it that stare of a drunk man. The cabinets are opening and closing as usual in every video nowadays. Man, the other day I was watching that kids show on TV, and don't ask me why I watch kids shows, even though I don't have kids, so I was watching that show and these young sweet little candies that were on the table, by the way. I'm talking about the candy, not the kids. Anyways, the cabinets in the show moved. Back to Josiah, he has a kitchen, how shocking. And in his kitchen there is a pan. Mind-blowing. And what if I tell you that it moves? Please don't come.
Let it go. And I come back and something is not is say something, I'm giving up on you. But anywhere I would have followed you. That's my kid, dude. Don't. You're not fucking serious. You're not fucking serious. I mean, it's nothing. Actually, how the fuck am I gonna get that back up? God damn. Jesus Christ. So I know at this point this goes without saying, but I should not drink anymore. I went a whole fucking while without drinking. Without drinking alcohol, and like I was like, hey, let me relax, drink some fucking White Claws, get white girl wasted and all that other shit. And it started happening again. And this isn't like, I mean, it's not news or anything. I fucking figured it's because I drink. Yo, my fucking cabinet opened. 1000% just fucking opened. What the fuck was that all about, dude? What the fuck is that all about? I've been trying to fast. Are you telling me that I need to eat? No. Let me try to be healthy. I'm not even... Before I explain what the f***'s happening right now, hold on. I look like a fucking crazy person. Don't judge me. But, my fucking light's going on and off and on and off. You see what I'm saying, dude? That was aggressive, though. Like, the way you fucking slapped it, you don't have to do that shit. Alright, turn it off again. Yes, I've been standing here for like fucking 20 minutes looking like a fucking crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy. Actually, 100%. Like, you heard that? That was a fucking, like a smack. It wasn't even like a... It wasn't like, hey, shh, time for bed. I took a shot. Do you guys see that? I took a shot. Above, below, around, all the around. I stopped drinking for a little bit because a fucking knife flipped out of a thing.
It's always a nice feeling to reconnect with some of these old fellas after a long time. We had a great time in bed last night, and by that, I mean a phone call with my ex. As for Josiah, it's also great to bring back some of these classic names into the mix. There is a chance that I have featured the next video once before, but it must have been so long that I don't remember it well. It seems as if I have seen it, but I'm not so sure. Instead of trying to memorize a video and squeezing your brain, how about you explain what's going on? As you wish. It was late at night and a sound came out of nowhere. It felt weird. It turned out it was my stomach. I didn't eat before sleeping. But in the case of our two fellas next, they seem to be investigating an abandoned house. Seems you say. How complicated is it to figure out whether it's a house or not? Well, I was going to say that they seem to be investigating an abandoned house that the owners have left in a rush, as if they didn't really have enough time. But why is that? How did you know such information? Were you with them that day? Well, Timmy, it's time for you to know the truth. Don't say you were the owner of that house. Of course not. I barely have enough money to breathe. You want me to have a house. But I could have been a delivery man back then and seen them leave by chance. In all seriousness, based on the leftovers, you can tell that so many things haven't been taken. As the two dudes were investigating, a sound came from right behind them, from the kitchen. It was like a fork falling from its place. Why wasn't it a spoon? As you like. On the second floor, it got more intense. At first, an object fell right in front of them, but on their second attempt, the door slammed shut on them, sending them flying out of the place.
Co?
No nieźle, nieźle.
Nie jestem cały wydygany.
Nie tylko ty, nie. No to było dziwne. Wiem, że się powtarzał, ale to wiesz, stres i w ogóle, nie?
Nie wiem.
Czekaj, idziemy na górę? Zobaczymy, co tam jest, nie? Ej.
Ej, nie. Ja sobie spier...
Ale chociaż...
Ej,
Nie wiem, ja mam dość, stary.
kurwa.
Te drzwi się zamknąć.
Sorry, nie,
Ej,
chodź.
patrz, co tam jest.
Nie,
idziemy
Adam,
stąd. Nie idziemy, nie?
Chodź stąd.
Ale do...
No i prysznic tu jest, popatrz.
Pokaż.
Też rozbity cały.
No. Ale popatrz, jaki nowoczesny ten prysznic. Nie?
No.
Taki nowszy, jeden z tych nowszych.
No.
Ale popatrz.
No i tu kurwa się niby targnął, nie? No obraz chujowy coś. Czy widać to psy, kurwa? Chuj wie, ty. No są jakieś tam, kurwa. No coś takiego, nie? Ale on czas mętny. O. Złapie jakiś ops. O, widzieliście, kurwa? obraz ten, nie? O. Cicho, kurwa. O ja pierdolę, kurwa mać! O kurwa! Ja pierdolę, niemożliwe to kurwa, Dave. Ile orbsów. What the fuck, kurwa? Co to kurwa jest? Siła nadprzyrodzona, kurwa? Pierdolę. Grubo w chuj daj. Ja pierdolę, to ja zaraz kurwa zginę. Hej, nie, ej, tenken, kurwa.
Honestly, I'm not sure if the last part was filmed in the same house or not, but everything was bundled together and the setting looked pretty similar, so I figured it might just be a coincidence. I would never want to look at my pet acting weirdly and say to myself, well, this is just another day of my pet acting like a crazy pet. No, I want to take advantage. I want to be able to have one more scary story to tell to the next generation, if I even live to see that day. That's why when I had a pet, I knew exactly what was the cause of his weird, unwelcome behavior. Let me give you some details, which relate to the very next clip. A man who goes by the name Frankie has shared a post on his page to show people that he is not losing his mind and neither is his dog, but it seems like he is not so confident about that. The video is taken from his security camera, where there was no one home except for the dog. He has a husky, and what the camera caught led the owner to believe that it might just be a husky's normal behavior. But I say not. And not only me, almost everyone who watched the video, and the ones who will watch it, would share the same opinion. As what appears during the clip, the dog was very energetic despite being alone, leaping and sprinting all over the place, and he doesn't even have a toy to play with. He was acting as if there were some invisible force messing with him, like a ghost. Yup, I hate to break it to you, my friend, but it seems like you have a ghost in your house now. It's up to you to believe it or not, but the dog doesn't lie. He can't act on these scenarios. We all know that reflections in videos don't actually reflect us. They only reflect what's in the videos, like mirrors in videos only reflecting where it was in that video. But when it comes to the next video, I always saw myself in these reflective floors of the company. These tiles are so shiny and clean. I looked at them and thought to myself, why am I so dirty? Why can't my soul be just as pure as these floors? Is that really what the next video is all about? That the floors were so clean that it's out of this world terrifying? Absolutely not. We have a dude who works at an anonymous company where he had a scary encounter. He was once working the night shift alone, and it seems like he heard noises of some sort. He was checking around the place to see if he could find someone, but at the last moments, he found what looked like a hand waving at him from behind one of these walls. Somehow, there were no reflections on the floor of that hand, so he charged at it and somehow didn't fall down. These floors, as I mentioned earlier, were so clean that they could easily be slippery. When he reached that corner, he found nothing. How expectedly chilling. The second clip was when we finally had a dialogue. It seems like that same employee is familiar with this creature, and he takes us on a trip around to see if he can find him.
Lo ideal en estos casos, gente, es no demostrar miedo. Eso es lo mejor, o sea, lo mejor que podemos hacer es no demostrar miedo. Porque si demostramos no tengan miedo, no tengan miedo, no tengan miedo. ¿Quién sabe?
Fantasma fastidioso.
Oiga, son las 3 de la mañana. Estoy yo trabajando, ocupado, juicioso, haciendo mis labores. Y creo que tengo un visitante que me quiere hacer compañía desde hace rato. Entonces vamos a ver si es que tiene pena de salir o es que quiere jugar. Porque qué pereza, mi hermanito, que comience a mover las cosas, a hacer ruidos extraños. ¿Quieres algo y conversamos, viejo? Que yo no le tengo miedo. O vieja. Pero deje trabajar, déjeme concentrar. Vamos a ver quién está por acá. ¿Qué es lo que quieren? ¿Un tintico? Porque es que eso lo hace cualquiera. Yo también puedo tocar cosas, hacer ruidos. Deje de molestar, deje de fastidiar, mi hermanito. Ya saben, El reportero paranormal soy yo.
This video doesn't bring much to the table, and I even tried looking into the account that posted the clips. But from what I found, there's really nothing else worth featuring. The last thing I would want after my passing is someone conducting some witchcraft on top of this pile of dirt. So you're admitting to being so worthless that you're basically a pile of dirt. Dude, I said it clearly, I was talking about my grave. But you also got a point there. In the end, what will I become after my life ends? This is taking a sad turn, more sad than expected. That's why I'm about to turn the tables and tell you what happened to Jermaine. Juju was live streaming with his fans while conducting an investigation in a cemetery. Things were just fine. Everything was working as intended. There was nothing to be worried about until something wrong happened, something out of the blue. No one was expecting such incident to occur. Don't tell us Jermaine found himself face to face with a demonic force. Or worse, maybe he just caught a demonic ritual right in front of his eyes and the millions watching the stream. Well, you went a bit too far there, as this live stream had nowhere near millions of views. Plus, Jermaine was just fine till then, but I was talking about myself. I wasn't expecting the delivery man to be hit by a truck on his way to me, but it turned out he wasn't my delivery man. Back to Jermaine, as he was investigating this burial ground. He felt like he heard some unexplained noises, but it wasn't much, all until he found an Ouija board right on top of one of these graves. Which brings me back to my first point, the craft. Why would anyone do that? Oh yeah, I forgot this is the real world, not some fancy Barbie universe. Jermaine notices some drops of colored red liquid, which confused him and made him question its source and its type and implanted more fear in his heart. But the worst is yet to come. He decided to take the board home, and on his way out, he came across two different figures. One was moody dark and went unnoticed by Jermaine, while the other didn't shy away from appearing right in front of him. The second figure was just a night guard. But taking the Ouija board was never a good idea to begin with. That's why, in a follow-up to that investigation, Jermaine was confronted by the one figure he didn't notice the first time as he was staring at his window.
Hola amigos, hola amigas, por favor necesito en que no me agarre un sereno acá. Miren estas. No, miren esto. Parece que es la tumba de un niño. Cementerios de zona norte de Buenos Aires, una de las zonas más, bueno, en una zona, en un barrio peligroso acá. Acá hay una tumba. Mira que... ¡No, amigo, no! Miren esto. ¡No! ¡No! What the f... ¿Qué? ¡No! ¡No! ¡No, no, 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 no! La cuija. Escucho paso. No, amigos y amigas, miren esto. No, no, no. Quiero creer. No quiero creer que estos sean gotas de sangre. Llévala. No me tienten. No me tienten, por favor. Ay, esta tumba. ¿Qué es esto? No, amigo, no, una cuija. Oh. ¿Se escucha? Dígame si se ve bien. ¿Se escucha? ¿Se ve bien? Dígame por favor si volvió la imagen. sí que me voy. Espere.
Entrate, ¿quién te dijo que
Tranquilo, amigo, tranquilo.
soy la concha de tu madre?
Tranquilo, amigo. Miren, amigo. Son las, a ver si se ve, 3:35 de la madrugada. Otra vez me despierto por ruidos fuertes en el techo y cuando me asomo por la ventana, miren. ¿Qué es eso? Explíquenme. ¿Qué es eso? Vamos a ver de afuera. Vamos a ver si se ve de acá. No se ve. Miren. Miren. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué onda? Hola. ¿A quién busca?
Listen, I'm not your dad, and I'm not here to tell you what to do. But for a moment, let's pretend I am. Imagine me standing right in front of you, looking you in the eyes, and yelling, "Take that thing back where you found it, or set it on fire." A man who is not afraid of haunted dolls is a dangerous man in my little notebook. That's what the old man once said in his novel. And that man just happened to be me. How can you not be afraid of such a guy? Someone who treats a haunted doll like a bestie. We have a man who presents himself by his official name, Gerald, the guy whom I just discovered now, and I have no idea how he slipped under the radar all this long. He is known for owning multiple dolls in his house, and all of them are haunted, but he is okay with that. He also does many experiments on them too. Like, for example, in one of the subsequent clips, he had one of the dolls lying on the ground on some flour as a way to see if that doll would move. It would move the flour under it, but instead, that doll didn't make any mess around despite moving on its own. How terrifying. But how did it do that is the real question. It just moved its head upward closer to the camera. In a different clip, things got more serious for Gerald. He was reading the Bible on one of these dolls while recording. So what could probably go wrong? I mean, the worst to be expected is that a doll will be thrown at him, which will be scary in theory but will do zero damage. Yeah, but what actually happened during the clip will definitely make you question reality. Gerald's nose began leaking, and when I say leaking, I'm not talking about mucus here. But things aren't all dark after all. There is some bright part to this, as for example, sometimes Gerald is not the one scared. He is the one spooking these dolls, like he did to one of them when he surprised it. It's like a laughter out of desperation.
Okay, let's see. I was over here doing an investigation and I dropped my phone, like my whole phone stand and everything fell and scared Molly. This is interesting.
We'll sing
of the mercies of the Lord forever with my mouth. Will I make, hold up, I lost it. Known your faithfulness to all generations. For I have said, mercy shall be
Hey Molly, and hi friend, how you doing? Okay, I'm not awake enough for that. It's 4 in the morning. She just moved. It's 4 in the morning. I fell asleep on the couch. I was watching Alone and fell asleep alone. I was hearing noises over there. Right through there.
I don't think you understand that what it's like to actually, I mean, she moved right in front of me. That's that's something. I don't know how to describe it.
That's all I see, okay? So it's creepy. I'm gonna keep looking over my shoulder because it's just weird.
Imagine walking up and going right to one of your dolls to say hi to, and it actually says hi back, but you're not shocked because you got used to it. That's what I call the ultimate single sigma life. When I say everything is moving, I mean it literally, word for word and letter for letter. So, should we take you seriously if that's the case? You mean you never considered me to begin with? That's really astonishing that you had the courage to confront me with such mean words, and that reminds me of that day that I should never talk about again. It was cold at night, and he was so excited to do it that he was fully charged and ready for all sorts of action, anything to be thrown at him, so he got what he asked for. The only problem is that he didn't expect this much activity coming at him. Are we still relevant to the topic? Are we still talking about the paranormal investigation in the next video? Yes, but I just wanted you to feel what the man felt, but it almost looks like you felt something else in a different area of your body, not the fear I wanted to inject in your heart with such wacky words. Mike is up for this mission, to dive into this mysterious place, or so-called haunted house. He kicked his way inside, but only to be greeted with full hospitality. The barrel right in front of him charges at him like an old lover who hasn't seen you in years and wants a hug. The window door right beside him seemed so excited it was shaking. The refrigerators, and there were multiple ones of them, welcomed Mike with all they had to offer. They opened the door for him, but Mike only showed fear. The bed offered himself to Mike. It moved towards him in case he wanted to take a nap. The table did the same in case he wanted to rest his head on it, but he only scampered away. How disrespectful. They lit up a candle for him in case he wanted more light, with an open book if he felt bored and wanted to read, but it was useless, along with many more activities.
Olha isso, eles vêm atrás. Ah, minha nossa! Cara do céu, você é louco? Opa! Tinha algo aqui atrás, tinha algo. Cara, que sentimento forte, pessoal. Tá acendendo aqui a lanterna de testa. Opa, 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 opa. Cara, já tem algo que me notou aqui. Já tem algo que me notou. Meu estômago tá embrulhando, pessoal. Cara, isso, minha nossa. Olha isso. Opa, passou aqui, cara. Passou aqui, impressionante. Opa, escuta. Olha isso, olha isso, olha isso. Olha isso, cara. Olha isso. Cara do céu. Eu peço licença aqui do local. Cara, deixa eu olhar aqui em relação ao animal peçonhento, pessoal. Porque isso é importante. Ai, minha nossa. Cara, e olha o que aconteceu. Opa, minha nossa. Cara do céu, olha isso. Oi. Opa, escuta, tá aqui, ó. Tá aqui, ó. Eu peço licença aqui do local. Cara do céu. Opa, para ser louco. Quem é que está aqui? Opa, minha nossa. Olha isso. Olha isso. Opa, 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 opa. Olha isso, cara. Impressionante. Impressionante, pessoal. Dá uma olhada nisso, cara. Ai, minha nossa. Opa. É legal. Não é legal, cara. Opa. Oi. Escuta isso. Escuta. Meu nome é Ulisses Deadline. Opa. Ai. Opa. Quem é esse daqui? Cara, olha isso. Olha isso. Olha isso, pessoal. É bizarro. Olha isso. Ai, minha nossa. Cara, você é louco. Opa, eu vi algo passando lá dentro da casa, ó. A câmera quase caiu da mão. Eu vi algo passando lá dentro, ó. Lá dentro, pessoal. Lá dentro, cara. Cara, que arrepio. Um lugar obscuro, sem dúvida. Opa! Olha isso, olha isso, olha isso. Olha isso. Minha nossa. Cara do céu, eu tô inteiro arrepiado. Opa! Cara, eu tô inteiro arrepiado, pessoal. Ai, minha nossa, cara. Olha isso. Olha isso, cara. A manifestação que houve aqui. A energia no local, cara. Minha nossa, olha isso. Olha isso, pessoal. Cara, eu tô inteiro arrepiado, cara. Dá uma olhada nisso que tá acontecendo ali, ó. Dá uma olhada no que tá acontecendo ali, ó. Olha isso que obscuro. Quem é que está aqui próximo a mim? Minha nossa, olha isso. Olha isso, cara. Olha isso, pessoal. Cara, que obscuro. Que obscuro. Opa. Cara, eu tinha visto algo ali, ó. Minha vista tá escura, pessoal. Minha vista tá escura, cara. Cara, que lugar assombrado, cara. Opa. Minha nossa, escuta isso. Escuta isso. Escuta isso. Escuta isso, cara, que obscuro. Cara, olha isso. Olha isso, cara, que obscuro, cara. É sinistro que tem aqui, cara. Que lugar assombrado é esse? Quem é que está aqui próximo a mim, espírito? Entre em comunicação comigo aqui mentalmente. O porquê da vossa presença aqui nesse local. O que te prende aqui? Opa! Ai, minha nossa. nossa, olha isso. Olha isso, cara. Ai, minha nossa, cara. Olha isso aqui, pessoal. Olha isso. Eu vou tirar as lanternas aqui pra vocês verem, cara. Eu vou tirar a lanterna de testa. Olha isso que obscuro. Hã? É obscuro, não é? Cara do céu. Próximo a mim. Cara do céu. Olha isso, cara. Olha isso. Cara, é obscuro, não é? Olha isso. Olha isso, olha isso, olha isso. Cara do céu. Opa, opa, opa. Cara do céu, é impressionante. É impressionante. Dá uma olhada nisso. Olha isso, cara. Eu estou inteiro arrepiado, cara. Opa. Apareça aqui pra mim, espírito. Apareça o que há aqui no local. Olha isso. Olha isso. Opa, opa, tava aqui, tava aqui, tava aqui. Tava aqui atrás de mim, cara. Tava atrás de mim, pessoal. Cara do céu, cara. Sentimento de tristeza aqui agora. Cara, que sentimento triste aqui, cara. Vocês não têm noção. Cara, olha isso. Olha isso, cara. Opa.
I have no idea how he managed to set up all those strings without tripping over one by mistake. That is, of course, assuming the video was staged. But at the same time, there's a real possibility that it was legit. I mean, it looks real, it sounds real, but is it actually? Let's ask the mailman. The next video is one of those that I completely forgot how active it was until I rewatched it again. In fact, I completely forgot what happened in the video that I have to rewatch it again now. How terrifyingly unprofessional. So, where does this next adventure in horror take us? To your parents' house, that is where I personally want to go. Let's see what we have here really quickly. Meguro investigates a house with a clinic attached, uncovering a series of eerie events and rituals. The house was abandoned in 1990, and Mr. Matsuo, who lived there, sought to capture paranormal phenomena on video. Tragic events unfolded within the house, Ayako's passing and Hiroto's committing susu. Believing it was Ayako's curse, Matsuo performed rituals to facilitate a marriage between her and Hiroto in the afterlife. Ghostly occurrences and strange noises were documented during the investigation, pointing to Ayako trying to reach Hiroto. In 2023, an accident at the house's gate raises concerns about curses. Matsuo likely attempted to dedicate his life to Tonsen-sama to enhance the chances of a successful afterlife marriage. Meguro later returns to clean the dolls and portraits involved in the ritual, suggesting the ritual's perceived failure. But that's all nice and cool. Where does our investigator stand in all of this? He stands right in the corner, sad and lonely. As he enters the place, someone makes a humming sound. How delicious. What does that have to do with the activity? I just remembered food when you said humming. Let's keep going. As he sets up the cameras, he captures some interesting activities, such as doors opening, including closet doors, objects falling, and some heavy footsteps, as if there were an elephant in the room. Did you get it? An elephant in the room and the heavy footsteps. That's one of the reasons she divorced me. I feel like I've already covered everything possible in the intro. I almost ended up telling you my entire life story. But seriously, what kind of place is this? A clinic inside a house. Have you ever heard of a forest where you find dolls all around hanging on tree branches and such? Well, you might have seen images of a land of that sort on the internet before, but our investigator in the next video, Ian, isn't obviously going to put himself in that level of risk and visit that land. Because if I'm not mistaken, it has one of the worst reputations on Earth, not to mention how intensely creepy it is. So what are we talking about here then? Iron Hill, that's not a name for a fictional character kids love. That's the name of the second place Ian is investigating because he delved into two different places. Let's first talk about Iron Hill. It has a tragic history of a 1920s train derailment that took over 23 orphans' lives. Not to forget about the ritual tree, linked to the ghost of a Native American chief, said to perform ceremonial dances in honor of his fallen people, which Ian also visited. Now throughout his investigation, he encountered various paranormal activities that definitely left a mark on him. Like, for example, when he heard a distant voice of a child, which did happen multiple times, and on another occasion, he caught some glowy eyes appearing only in the pictures he took. But obviously, you're not here for these kinds of activities. I don't even know what you're here for. But the most intriguing thing about this location is the dolls, which our guy has encountered several of. All of them were hanging on the trees, just as reported. But what baffled the man was one of them being responsive. It actually fell off the tree on command. Now let's talk about the other place he visited, Riverside Cemetery, where he had more encounters that left him speechless, which also surprised me a bit, since it was the first location he ventured into. How could he have had enough bravery to go to Iron Hills after the cemetery? As he walked around, he began hearing voices. One of these voices, as he described, didn't sound like someone was speaking English. He also visited a chapel in that cemetery, where he tried to be gentle by knocking on its door, though he received a not-so-wholesome greeting, followed by a ghostly apparition seen on the glass of the door. That apparition wasn't the only one though, as, for example, on the train railway, he also encountered another one of the ghostly, phantom-like apparitions. There is so much to watch out for.
I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but I thought I just saw something over here. It looked like movement. Is there someone over here?
Might try to break out the thermal. Whoa, whoa. There's something over there. There's a cold spot. Right over there. What the heck is that? If that's you, could you come towards me? Or to the right? No. It just freaking vanished into thin air. Is there somebody over here? Whoa. Okay. Those are footsteps I just heard. There are spirits walking all over this cemetery. Oh God. I don't see anybody over here. Hello? Could you come and talk to me? If there's someone here, could you show yourself? Just like you did before. I just heard more footsteps right in front of me. They were way closer this time. You don't have to be afraid. I mean you no harm. I just want to show the world that you exist. No. Okay, there has to be somebody out here, like walking around, because that is the third time now. I am just hearing footsteps everywhere. I gotta go towards them. Every time I see something, it's like off to the side or kind of behind me. I really want to get a look at what the heck is out here. Whoa! Whoa! Holy! I just caught that on camera! Okay, so I definitely know I'm not going crazy now. There are spirits walking all over this place. Don't mind me. I'd just like to talk to you. Whoever or whatever that was, it just walked from this tree to that grave. Boy, this cemetery is huge. I hope I don't get freaking lost out here. If there's anyone here, could you show me a sign? A sign of your presence. Thought I may have just heard a high-pitched noise over there. There it is again. Okay, that is definitely not geese. Those sound like voices. Who's over there? Show yourself. Is everything okay? Are you over here? It sounded like they said no. Like no, we're like over here. Well, I'm trying to find you. Could you show me where you are? Are you one of the ghostly little girls that haunt this cemetery? Oh God. Oh, that gave me chills. Holy moly. That was like a high-pitched cry. I gotta go towards it. There's nobody. There's nobody over here. There's 4 ghost girls here. Could you tell me, why do you cry at night? Oh God, oh God, something just touched me. What the was that? Who just touched me? Was that one of you? Again, something just touched me again. It was on the back this time. Why are you touching me? Is there something you're trying to tell me?
I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this. I can't see anything around me. There's nothing that could be touching me. Nothing. Oh, God. Oh. She's touched my leg. All right. All right. Could you please stop? Please stop touching me. It is really freaking me out. Please. I want to communicate with you, but I do not appreciate you touching me. Could you knock back? All right, I'm gonna try it one more time. Oh, whoa. That was a thump. Oh, jeez. That startled the crap out of me. Thank you. Could you do that again? I'm gonna knock once more. Oh my God. He's literally knocking back. This is absolutely insane. I kind of just want to listen. See if I can hear anything in there. I can hear like faint movement in there. Could you open one of the doors? Whoa! Something just appeared in the window! Oh my God, dude! Something just bolted by inside through that window. Dude, it had to have been like a glowing apparition or something, because I'm pretty sure these windows look like they're tinted. So if someone were to peek in there normally, you wouldn't see it. Oh, holy moly. This is insane. Chief, why do they call this a ritual tree? Whoa. That was a scary freaking voice right there. And it didn't even sound English. Whoa. Whoa. I just caught something. I just caught something. It looks like a pair of eyes. Freaking right next to the tree. It was like eyes and a face. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words. Oh, what the? All right, that freaking pine cone just hit me. I'm starting to feel like I shouldn't be here. So honestly, I think I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Whoever's throwing stuff out here, just please, whatever you do, do not throw it at me. Whoa. What was that? Oh my gosh. That nearly freaking hit me. Whatever it was. Shh, shh, shh. Oh my God. I'm hearing like childlike voices out there. I'm hearing them. They're like way off, deep in the woods. Little girl, could you come and talk to me? Is your name Sarah? Oh God. That sounded like a little girl's voice. Right there. And I bet that was her. Sarah! What was that? Oh my God! There she is! There she is! No way! No way! I gotta run towards her. Oh my God, look! Look! There's nobody here. Absolutely nobody. Stone thing. What the hell is that? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Oh my god. It's a freaking doll laying out here. It's like a bunny rabbit. A bunny man. There's like these black marks all over it. Those almost look like burn marks. No way. Could this be from the fire? And I don't know if that's what's happening right here. If this is one of those dolls. Oh my gosh. I just heard another child's voice up here. All right, Mr. Rabbit. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna leave you be, okay? God. I just want to be your friend. Oh, Jesus. What is that? No. There was no way that was there before. No way. I was exploring this place earlier during the day. That is a literal doll hanging off of the tree. I don't want to go over there. I really don't. I really don't want to go over there. If this is your doll, I'm going to dare you to knock it off of the tree. Oh God, where did she go? Where did she land? No way. She was steady on that branch. There's no way she would have just fell. Right as I asked, too. I barely even finished my question. The sooner I explore this place, the sooner I can leave. Oh God. Another one. Another freaking doll. All right, this is just getting ridiculous at this point.
The only thing that I could bear about these dolls was the fact that none of them was a baby doll, which is relieving to me. These baby dolls have some of the creepiest facial designs, and I'm guilty of owning one to this day since childhood. When we talk about orbs, it's usually a spiky topic, if I could say the least. It's kind of controversial. Some people believe in it, some argue about it, and others disbelieve in its existence. But there is a type of person who may perform some unpleasant acts on those who argue with them that orbs actually exist. These people you need to stay away from. There is no doubt that you might mistake orbs for dust in a lot of cases, but not when it comes to the subsequent case. Candace, if that's even her real name. I even had to check to see if that was a name to begin with. She is a lady who has a channel on YouTube where she shares her experience with the haunting of her house. All of her videos, if I'm not mistaken, are taken from the security cameras. Wait, I'm actually wrong here. Not all of her videos. In fact, I have one of the clips where she was recording by herself next. How stupidly terrifying. You will see how the house is filled with orbs. There are so many of them that even the motion detecting camera is having a hard time keeping up with everything happening around. I was amused to see how many orbs there are there. But moving on, what else? Well, the house is always active, with doors swinging back and forth on their own, and Nike shoes flying free from the hallway. Like no jokes, the shoes were being thrown so hard I felt like this force was very angry. When it comes to the first-person perspective video, the lady, who claimed to not be a smoker, even though her voice says that she is so addicted to smoking, her lungs can't catch up to oxygen anymore, was recording what looked like a weird, ghostly-looking mist floating around in the garage. At moments it's there, and at moments it disappears. It's spooky.
Okay, I don't smoke. Although it sounds like I do right now. My garage door just flew open. I don't know, for no reason. What in the hell is... It's moving. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. What the f*** is that? Okay, it's coming towards me. What in the hell is that? I just got video of my garage door just slamming open and slamming shut.
With the sheer number of orbs floating around that house, I wouldn't even have to think twice. I'd be out of there in no time. Now, I might not be completely sold on the flying shoes, but those orbs, yeah, they're screaming haunted. I don't know why, but for some reason, when I saw the two in the next video, I immediately remembered Breaking Bad. Even though I haven't even watched that show at all, I referred to these two as the two main characters in the show. But these guys can fit more into cosplays of them or Breaking Bad on budget. So what's up with Jamie and his friend? First of all, I haven't even told you his name yet, but you got it right. Second of all, they are brothers as things stand, not just friends. What's up with them? Well, they decided for some stupid reason that the weather was good enough to make a visit and investigate the infamous Gillies factory in Bendigo, and for some reason I have never heard of it despite it being infamous according to the stories. So what are the origins of this facility? Why is it haunted? And will the Blue Dolphins be able to beat the White Sharks on Sunday for the Football Club World Cup? Let's find out. The Gillies factory in Bendigo, Australia, is a historic site originally built during the late 19th or early 20th century as part of the town's thriving industrial sector. Bendigo, known for its gold mining heritage, saw many such factories supporting the local economy. Over time, the factory ceased operations and became abandoned, leading to numerous local legends and ghost stories about the site. Its reputation for being haunted has made it a popular spot for paranormal investigations. So just like any other abandoned factory on this earth, once it is abandoned, stories and rumors pop up about it being shrouded in ghosts, and God only knows who these people are making up such claims. The brothers went there and used a phone app to make out any spirits lurking in the shadows. They heard some noises and unexplained sounds of movements until the very end, where they saw right before their eyes how the lid of a bottle was moving on its own when asking the spirit to move it.
Harold,
Get the out of here.
Harold. Is your name Harold? Did you used to work here?
Hear that?
I did. Is there someone here? Harold? You come in peace, we're just here to communicate. So I want to get an actual response that it's like...
That we haven't even said.
Like if it says pies.
That'd be pretty interesting.
That would be crazy.
Listen upstairs.
Listen upstairs. There's stairs right there. Well, we're gonna come upstairs. What was that? I just said that was me, and then we heard that noise. Oh, that's creepy.
That is creepy. Was that you?
Wait, what's that? What's this thing? It was totally just moving.
Raymond.
I think there's definitely people here.
There's people in there. I can see torches and shit in the background. Group.
Oh, what the
Wow, a group of people just walked in and it said group. Oh, look.
Come
Just moved again. Look.
As soon as I sat down, that thing literally...
It's still moving. It's just... Everything just totally rolled all by itself. Holy...
Attractive.
You're attractive.
Do you find me attractive? If you can move that for us, that will prove to us that you're here. Look.
Joe.
Did you see that? I just asked. Can you move it again one more time? Use all your strength. If you need some energy, you can... Oh my god.
That's pretty f***ed up.
This investigation didn't exactly feel like a deep dive into the paranormal, but hey, at least there was what I'd consider a paranormal phenomenon right at the end. And honestly, it didn't seem too far-fetched, especially with how casually they reacted to it, based on my personal standards of credibility. I have never imagined seeing Phil, the investigator from the Ghost Tech YouTube channel, to be still on duty. I thought that man was old enough to be retired at this point. But what do I know? These people work hard and sweat even harder, till you can feel them sweat and say to yourself, that's how an American should be. Phil and Jeff are today doing something different, at least different from what I used to see. These guys are investigating a historical place. The area was historically known as Manor Farm, built in the early 1400s. During King Henry VIII's Reformation, monasteries were broken up and the lands were confiscated. The site later became a lime works in 1842 and then a cement works in 1897. There were many injuries and passings due to the hazardous nature of the work. The Kent Electric Power Company opened on the site in 1902. Many accidents occurred among workers due to the work environment. So far, a good background for such a haunted place, and I don't know what's so good about unwelcome accidents and unsafe environments, but I will assume you meant it differently than how it sounded. So, why did I say these guys were doing something different to me than what I used to see from them? It's just like any historical place they have investigated before, filled with paranormal stories. Yeah, but remember when I brought up the idea that Phil isn't retired somehow? The reason is because this place we are discussing is where this man works for the time being. But how? Well, he renovated the building years ago and has owned a business in it since then. And I was the one shouting the people should investigate the history of a house before they decided to stay in it. Here is a fully experienced dude who happens to be a ghost haunter, who didn't only stay in a haunted place but also owns a business in it. He has experienced different paranormal occurrences. You will see some of it, as the CCTV cameras have captured orbs flying and a strange sting of light appearing to glitch the camera's clock timer, a mist walking across the floor going back and forth. Jeff knows how Phil has been going through some creepy times in his work area, so he decided to help him investigate, and they captured some EVPs and banging sounds. When they left the place, the static cameras captured more evidence, as louder bangs were heard. But did I mention that when they used the SLS high-resolution cameras, a figure appeared to be punching the heavy boxing bag, the same bag that was seen swinging on its own?
There is a camera in the upstairs office area, one in the upper walkway, and one covering the workshop area. Over a period of time, the camera in the workshop area has been capturing anomalies such as orbs. In this footage, there is something that seems to be checking out the camera, and as this happens, the timer flickers and goes out of sync. Just a few weeks ago, this anomaly was captured moving back and forth along the floor.
My name is Philip, and these are now my offices, as I say. And you've probably seen me here, seen me working away. So what I'd like to do is invite you to come and join me. Did you hear a bang then?
There was a big bang from downstairs.
It sounded like it came from downstairs, yeah. The land was used to provide chalk, and mining started. Is it true that it was only when the lease was renewed that they realised what was going on and said you could continue to... Okay, there's noise from the other side of the room.
He's picking up movement. That side.
From down the hallway.
The direction of the movement of the light that's lighting up is from that way. I kid you not. I just saw something black move at the bottom of our camera.
Yeah.
It was at the bottom of the legs of the camera. There was something black and it moved off to the left. So now that we're down here, can you make some sort of noise, please, to let us know that you're here? Well, straight away. Okay, I heard that. Did you work here? At the substation? Or were you one of the people that used to go out digging up the roads and...
Do you hear a voice then? Do you hear a voice then?
Don't move. There is a figure. Oh, it's gone. Can you wave to me?
Hunchback is moving.
Is it moving?
Yeah. Very, very small amount.
It's standing on it.
Yeah.
Like it's hitting it. I can see his arms, he's punching it.
Jeff had a moment like a little kid when he spotted that shadow figure in the corner, like a nervous but excited kid who just realized there's a big dog standing right in the path he was about to take. What a way to react. I would never want to joke around, and I hope you heard the word joke as it is, not some other word. I would never want to joke around in abandoned places and act fancy as if nothing can hurt me. Maybe 4 years ago I would have done so. But nowadays, as a person who lost ambition, I would only linger around while trying to act calm. But that was the point these fellas in the next video didn't understand. Back in 2011, the year when I was still a happy, stable person, a group of friends decided to go on an adventure to investigate the abandoned Provo jail in Utah. They are 3 people. I think they all were in their 30s, so they are mature enough to act like real adults. When they began the investigation, I think they mentioned something about the location being used for a movie or something. But as they went inside, nothing scary happened, at least not until the end, where one of them was fooling around behind an open jail gate, when all of a sudden, inexplicably, it slammed shut by itself. So, what's so creepy about that, you may ask? They could just open it. Well, that's the creepy part. The gate was actually locked. His friends didn't believe him and kept on laughing. They might have even left him alone thinking he would follow them at any time. But before he kneeled before one of them, they finally received the message. The gate was actually locked. It's no joke.
I am Voldor!
That's not funny. We're about to go to the abandoned Provo jail. Is that right?
The abandoned Utah County Jail. Whose idea was this? This was my idea for some dumb reason. Except we're not kids. I'm 30.
So it's time that we die. We're gonna go in and hope we find something.
Do we want to see that sign here? This is fake. This was made for the film Forever Strong. So we're not in Wasatch County. Which Will Rubio
was in.
I was in it. I'm going back to my stomping ground too. Really.
There's gonna be hobo zombies in here.
We'll be all right. This was a lot less freaky when I was here. It's a lot freakier at night. You think? What does it say to all persons what? That's not funny. We just said that was not cool. That's not cool.
Hey guys, there's a bathroom.
Okay, we're not close enough.
Oh my gosh. Stay together.
This is so freaky.
Oh my goodness.
Why are we doing
this? There's the shower where many soaps were no doubt.
This being my 3rd time here, I'm not as scared, but
It is night, so it does add an element of scariness to it.
What if a person was sitting facing that way on this? I'll sit there and let's fake it. Just this one.
Like we're going. What's this room right here?
Oh my gosh! Holy freak! Man, you're a freaking idiot, dude.
I'm trying to scare her.
Oh, look at that, man.
That's not much.
Ooh, that is way cool.
Like you have to talk to your family member through that.
You like have to, yeah. This is where you have to like put your nipple up again.
Don't do it, man. It'll get stuck. I don't know why this is less scary at night for me than it was during the day.
You're trying to talk yourself out of being scared.
No, it's really not that scary anymore. Oh, there's the elevator.
Elevator.
Apparently they had like...
I'm gonna vote we don't go on the elevator.
No, we don't. It doesn't work.
I'm not sure if I want to be last in line here, okay?
This room is the scariest room, I think.
Yeah. What's going on?
Will,
sorry.
Seriously, I hate you.
This is trippy.
This is never ending. It's so big.
That one doesn't open. One of these is open up here, though.
Dude, look at this crank. This, dude.
Oh, that's how you open them.
Oh, look, it is. It's all release.
Go, go, go. It's moving something.
Coming out, boss.
So this is, we're in an actual cell block in the Utah County Jail right now. That's in cell 3, room 29.
I'm in for, this is the future, of course, and I had too many kills on Halo 10. It's now become a federal offense. We're trying to crank them shut. I don't want them to snap my neck.
Dude, what if
This is a bad idea.
What if you can't uncrank it once it's cranked, dude?
Oh! Yeah, I did lock away. No, I'm not gonna...
It sounds like they're in the other room.
I'm not gonna lock it because...
Is there any lock on it?
You think?
No, I think it's a magnet.
Holy
You're joking.
I'm not kidding. Crank it open.
Yeah.
Why would you...
Oh my gosh. There you go.
Holy cow. Are you filming?
Were you serious?
I was serious.
Oh, you got scared for a second. We would have had to leave you.
I thought...
That was just a practical scare.
No, that was joke. That was no joke. I thought it was locked in there.
Dude, I thought we were going to have to call
I did
someone
too.
from
I
the
thought you were
county.
totally joking.
No, I was not joking. Oh my gosh.
Did I say the F word?
We might have sworn that.
I mean, yeah, this clip might not have been the scariest on the list or the most interesting, but you will always have one of these in longer lists. The question remains, how did that gate slam shut by itself? Was it a ghost who did it? And how was it locked too? I'm not asking you these questions as if I'm waiting for you to answer them, even though I would like to hear your opinion. But I would like to see you subscribe and watch the next video even more.